Good morning. Welcome to today's group practice. So today we're going to be exploring a little bit of with Chaturanga Dandasana. But first we're going to do a little bit of a warm-up, and then we'll do a few sun salutations, and then I've got a little bit of a drill to do to work up, to build up the strength in the arms and the core for your chaturangas. So I just invite you to have a comfortable seat on your mat. We're going to find that easy pose, Sukhasana. Make those few adjustments. We're going to get centered in here, so I invite you to roll those shoulders down away from the ears. We're going to take an inhale through our nose and exhale through the nose. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Continue with the breath, being mindful of how the body's feeling today. This might be a time to set an intention for class. Maybe it's gratitude. Maybe it's just building strength throughout the mind, the body, and spirit. Maybe it's love, unconditional love. I invite you to take a deep inhale. We're going to start floating those arms high overhead, palms touching. We're going to exhale, heart, center, chest. Deep inhale. Inhale, float those arms up high overhead. And we're going to raindrop fingertips to the side of the body. Getting a little movement through that upper body. Inhale, float those arms up. Really find length here. Exhale, raindrop those fingertips. One more time. Deep inhale, float those arms up. And exhale, raindrop those fingertips. So I invite you, we're going to take the hands, placing them on top of our shoulders. We're going to do a few circular motions here, just to help open up that upper spine, open up those shoulders. Very gentle movement here. Just a few more times. I invite you, just release those hands. We're going to take an inhale. We're going to take both those hands high over the head. And on our exhale, we're going to take the right hand just beside us on the mat, extending that left arm over. I invite you to take 3 breaths, just right where you are. Just normal breath. On that next inhale, we're going to transition here, taking the body to center, and then take it over to that left side. As you extend that right arm over, just open up this rib cage. Take a few breaths just right where you are. Inhale, taking the body to center. We're going to float both those arms up high overhead. Exhale, we're going to start swooping that right arm behind us as we go into our seated twist. We're going to take that left hand to the right knee. Take that yogi gaze or drishti out over that right shoulder and let all the breath go here. I now invite you to take a few breaths just right where you are. I now invite you, we're going to just turn the body to center. We're going to float those arms up high overhead on that inhale. And exhale, start swooping that left arm behind you. Right hand to that left knee. Drishti out over that left shoulder. And I invite you to let all the breath go. Embrace that little pause between the breath. Take a few breaths just right where you are. And we're just going to release it back to that easy pose Sukhasana. So we're going to place those hands on our knees. The palms are going to be touching those knees. I invite you to roll those shoulders down away from those ears. We're going to take a breath in and we're going to take that gaze upward, opening up that chest. Exhale, start rounding that upper spine, chin to the chest, navel to the low spine, that gaze to the mat. Inhale, make that transition. Take that gaze upward. Exhale, chin to the chest, navel to the low spine, gaze to the mat. A few times here, get into your own little flow here. Your body movement, your breath. And I invite you, just bringing that body back to center, easy pose. So we're going to practice our Baddha Konasana, butterfly or cobbler's pose. So I invite you, we're going to take those feet just a little further out in front of us. We're going to have the soles of those feet touching. Make those few little adjustments. You can take the hands to the feet. You can play around with the legs, floating them up and down, maybe like a beautiful butterfly. Or you can embrace the stillness and just breathe a normal breath here. Getting some good deep fills throughout that pelvic floor. Being mindful you have length throughout that spine. I invite you to take 3 normal breaths, just right where you are. Tuning in to the body, tuning in to the breath, tuning in to the mind and the spirit. And I invite you, just release that stretch. So we're going to continue hugging that left foot into the body. And we're going to take that right leg, just extend it out in front of you. We're going to take an inhale. We're going to start floating those arms up high overhead. Exhale, we're going to take those hands, take them to the shin, the ankle, the toes. Go where your body goes. And I invite you to take 3 to 5 breaths just right here. When you feel ready, we're just going to release and we're going to simply switch sides. So we're going to hug right foot in, And extend that left leg just out in front of you. If you'd like, you can take a few breaths right here if you want to settle in a little bit before we really go deeper into the stretch, your choice. I invite you to take a breath in, start floating those arms up high overhead. Exhale, start taking the body, the hands closer to that left toes. You can touch the shins, the ankle. Go where your body goes. Don't force the stretch. And I invite you to take 5 breaths right where you are. And when you're ready, I invite you just release. Roll that body back out. So we're going to make an adjustment here. We're going to find our strong tabletop position. So we're going to take knees to the mat, hands directly under those shoulders, knees hip width apart. We're going to take an inhale, start dropping that belly, take that gaze upward. Exhale, take that chin to the chest, navel to the low spine, gazing towards our back. Inhale, make that transition. Take that gaze upward. Exhale, chin to the chest, navel to that low spine, gaze to the mat. A few times here, get into your own flow, own body movement, breath. You can go as slow or as fast as you would like to go. This is your time, your practice. I invite you, we're going to take that body, find that tabletop position. We're going to take a deep breath in. We're going to tuck those toes. We're going to hover over that mat for 3 breaths. 1, 2, 3. On that exhale, take those hips to the sky, settle into that down dog. Make those few adjustments. It might be your first downward facing dog of the day. Take a few breaths just right where you are. I now invite you, you can step, hop or jump to the front of that mat. And we're going to roll that body up. Find that strong Tadasana pose. We're going to take a few breaths just right where we are. Take a deep inhale. We're going to start floating those arms up high overhead. On that exhale, we're going to find that forward fold. Inhale, we're going to find that half lift. Take that gaze forward. Exhale, find that fold. We're going to take those hands in front of those feet, extending the right leg back. And now extend that left leg back. Find that strong plank today. We're going to find that Chaturanga. You can go knees, chest, deep breath in, upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck those toes, find that downward facing dog. Take an inhale, take the body up to those hands, float those arms up high overhead. On that exhale, find that forward fold. Inhale, we're going to find that half lift, take that gaze forward. On that exhale, find that fold. I now invite you, extending the left leg back now. And now take that right leg back. Find that strong plank. We're going to find that Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck those toes, finding that downward facing dog. Inhale, take those hands up into those feet. Float those arms up high overhead. Exhale, find that forward fold. Inhale, find that half lift. Exhale, find that fold. So we're going to take right leg back and then find that left leg back. Find that strong plank. Find that Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling upward facing dog. Exhale, find that down dog. So we're going to start walking the feet up into those hands. Take a breath in, float those arms up high overhead. Exhale, find that fold. Inhale, find that half lift. Exhale, fold. We're going to find that strong plank, taking right leg back, left leg back. Find that Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling upward facing dog. Exhale, find that downward facing dog. So we're going to transition here. I'm finding my tabletop position, but if you have a yoga blocks, this is where we're going to practice some Chaturanga drills, just to build strength. And it's going to help align the shoulders for when you're taking the body down into your Chaturanga. So I'm just going to grab my yoga blocks. You're going to place them just on the mat. The hands are going to be directly on those blocks. So we're going to first find the tabletop position. We're going to take a few breaths here just to get centered. And you want to make sure that those hands are directly under those shoulders. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So I now invite you, we're going to leave the right knee to the mat. We're going to extend the left leg straight back. So we're going to practice, we're going to do a cat pose here, okay? So when you're thinking of cat pose, you're going to press through those hands, engage that core, and take the gaze to the mat. Take a few breaths right where you are. So you're going to press down into those hands to hover the right knee over that mat. There is going to be a little lift here with that right foot and the knee. We're going to hold and breathe a few breaths. You want to try to breathe at least 3 breaths here. Just normal breath. There's 1, 2, 3, and release. So now I invite you to take that body back to tabletop position. We're going to take an inhale and exhale. I now invite you, we're going to start extending the right leg back. So we're going to find that cat. We're going to start pressing through the hands, through the shoulders, engage that core, taking a gaze to the mat. Press down to hover that knee over the mat. Take 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Now release. So now we're going to find tabletop position one more time. And we're going to extend the left leg back. So we're going to take a breath in and we're going to find that cat. And now press down. We're going to hover that right knee again over the mat. Take 3 breaths right where you are. 1, 2, 3, and release it down. One thing different we're going to do here is extend right leg back. Find that plank. I invite you to take 3 breaths right here. 1, 2, 3, and relax. So now we're going to work the opposite side. We're going to extend the right leg back now. When you feel ready, find that cat. You're going to protract it, gaze to the mat, press into the hands to hover that left knee. 3 breaths. 1, 2, 3, and release. So now we're going to step the left leg. Find that strong plank. 3 breaths. 1, 2, 3, and release. So that is a little bit of a Chaturanga drill just to build strength throughout the body, especially the arms and the shoulders. And I don't know about you, but I am sweating from that one. So now I invite you, I'm just going to move my blocks. We're going to find that tabletop position. We're going to take an inhale, and on that exhale, sink that body back. Find that child's pose. We're going to stretch those shoulders out. I invite you to take 5 to 8 breaths, just right where you are. Just normal breath here. On that next inhale, we're going to take a breath in, floating that left arm up to the sky. A little twist here, be mindful. Exhale, thread that left hand through to the right. Taking that yogi gaze, drishti, with that left thumb. And we're going to take about 3 breaths just right where we are. Inhale, making that transition, taking left hand to the mat, floating that right arm up to the sky with that gaze. And on that exhale, start threading that right arm through to the left, follow it with your gaze. And I invite you to take a few breaths right here. And just stretching those shoulders out. And we're going to release right hand back to the mat. Take an exhale as you find that child's pose. Inhale, start rolling that body up. Find that tabletop position. Start tucking the toes. Start lifting hips, taking them to the sky, settling to that downward facing dog. Exhale. On that inhale, you can step, hop, or jump to the front of your mat. Deep breath in. Float those arms up high overhead. Exhale. We're going to find that forward fold. Inhale. Find that half lift. Exhale. Find that fold. I now invite you, we're going to hop the body back to plank. Now we're going to find that strong Chaturanga. Deep inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck those toes, find that downward facing dog. I invite you to take a few breaths just right where you are. Just normal breath here. On that next inhale, I invite you, we're going to take that left knee into center, hovering over that mat. Exhale, take that left leg and foot to the sky, three-leg dog split. You can even take that left foot over, going into your wild thing. Take an inhale as you transition. Exhale, three-leg dog split. And now we're going to take that left knee, taking it to the mat. We're going to settle to that pigeon pose. So be mindful here as you make those few adjustments. We're going to take 5 to 8 breaths on each side. So do what feels good for your body here. We're going to take an inhale and we're going to start walking those hands up into that body. Lifting that chest. Take that gaze forward. We're going to start tucking the toes on that right foot as we lift right knee, extending left leg back. Find that strong plank. We're going to find that strong Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck those toes. Find that downward facing dog. Take an inhale as you step, hop, or jump to the front of the mat. Taking those arms high overhead. Exhale, find that forward fold. Inhale, we're going to find that half lift. Exhale, find that fold. We're going to take the hands in front of the feet. We're going to hop that body back. Find that strong plank. Take an exhale here to settle to that downward facing dog. On that inhale, take that right knee into center, hovering over that mat. Really engage that core here. Exhale, find that three-leg dog split. If you'd like, take it over to that wild thing. We're going to transition, taking right hand to the mat. Exhale, three-leg dog split. And now we're going to take that knee into the mat as we settle to our pigeon pose. Making those few adjustments here. And we're going to take 5 to 8 breaths right where we are. Just normal breath. When you feel ready, we're going to lift that upper body up, walk those hands into the body. Take that gaze forward. We're going to start tucking the toes on that left foot, lifting the left knee. We're going to extend that right leg, find that strong plank. Now we're going to find that strong Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck those toes. Find that downward facing dog. I now invite you, start walking those feet into the hands and slowly roll that body up. Finding that strong Tadasana pose. Take a few breaths just right where you are. Take an inhale. We're going to start floating those arms up high overhead. Palms are going to be touching here. Exhale, taking it to the right in our standing side stretch. Inhale, take that body to center. Really find length. Exhale, take it to the left in that standing side stretch. Inhale, take it to center. And on that exhale, swoop that right arm, going behind you, going into our standing twist here. Take a few breaths right where you are. On that inhale, start turning that body to center. Float those arms up high overhead. Really finding our length here. And then we're going to start swooping left arm behind us, taking the body into that twist on that exhale. Take that drishti, yogi gaze out over that left shoulder. We're going to take a few breaths just right where we are. And we're going to just slowly release, taking the body, finding that strong Tadasana pose. I'm going to stand at the front of our mat. Take a breath in, start floating those hands high overhead. Exhale, sink those hips down, find that strong chair pose. Inhale, fold those arms up. Exhale, find that fold. Inhale, find that half lift. Exhale, find that fold. Take the hands in front of those feet. Right leg extended back. Taking right knee, grounding it to the mat. Deep breath in. Start taking the upper body as high as you can reach. Exhale, you're going to sink a little deeper into that left hip. On that inhale, right hand to the mat. Left hand's going to go up into a twist. Take that gaze towards that left thumb. Exhale, let all the breath go. On that inhale, transition left hand to the mat on the outside of that left foot. Going into our twist towards the right. Float that right hand up to the sky with that gaze. Exhale. I now invite you on that inhale, transition, right hand to the mat. Tuck the toes on that right knee. Find your strong plank. We're going to find that strong Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck those toes, settling to that downward facing dog. Start walking those feet up into the hands. Deep breath in, float those arms up. High overhead. Exhale, sink those hips down. Find that chair pose. Inhale, float those arms up. Exhale, find that fold. Inhale, finding our half lift. Exhale, find that fold. We're now going to extend left leg back. Grounding left knee to the mat. Deep breath in as we start floating those hands, upper body as high as we can reach. Open that chest. Exhale. I now invite you, take an inhale. Left hand's going to go towards the mat. Right hand going up into our twist. Take that gaze towards that right thumb. Exhale. On the inhale, make that transition. Right hand to the mat on the outside of that right foot. Start floating left arm up to the sky with that gaze on your exhale. On that inhale, transition, left hand to the mat, tucking the toes on that left foot, lifting left knee. Extend right leg back. Find that strong plank. We're going to find that strong Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhale. Sink those hips back. Find that child's pose. Take a few good breaths. I now invite you, we're going to take the body tabletop position, but we're going to walk the knees just into those hands. We're going to have a seat. Knees are going to be bent, and they're going to be to the mat. If you need anything, if you have knee ailments, feel free to use a towel underneath those knees. So we're going to just take a few breaths right here. We're going to roll those shoulders down away from the ears. We're going to take that yogi gaze forward. Take an inhale through the nose. And on that exhale, we're going to empty all the air out of that belly. Let it all go. Inhale. Exhale. One more deep inhale. Exhale. So I invite you, we're going to turn the body, just having a seat on our mat. We're going to ground those feet to the mat. Knees are going to be bent here. Roll those shoulders down away from the ears. We're going to take a breath in, and we're going to lift those feet. Find a little balance on those sit bones. You can even extend those legs, release the hands if you'd like. Or you can just hang out right here, your choice today. When you feel ready, we're going to start slowly control movement here, rolling that body back. Hugging those knees to the chest. Exhale, let all that breath go. And I now invite you, just let the breath become normal. So we're going to release that right leg, extending it, hugging left knee into the body. We're going to take a few breaths just right where we are. Just normal breath here. So we're going to release the left hand just beside us on the mat. Taking that right knee, hugging left knee to the body. Deep breath in here. On that exhale, we're going to start taking that left knee to the right side, going into a twist here. Taking that gaze to the left. You want to let all the breath go. And I now invite you to take 3 to 5 breaths, just right where you are. Inhale as we roll the body back to center, hugging both knees into the chest. Exhale. I now invite you, extending that left leg now as we hug right knee into the body. You can even release that right hand and hug right knee with the left hand. You could take a few breaths right here. Take an inhale. We're going to start rolling right knee over to the left side as we go into our twist, gazing towards our right. Exhaling, letting all that breath go. I now invite you to take 3 to 5 breaths just right where you are. Embrace the stillness. We're going to start rolling that body back on the mat, hugging both knees to the chest. Exhaling, letting all that breath go. And now we're going to release feet to the mat. Knees are going to be bent. So we're going to take a deep breath in here, and we're going to start lifting those hips away from the mat, settling to that bridge pose on the exhale. Go where your body goes here. Don't force the stretch. We're going to take a few breaths just right where we are. And I invite you, releasing those hips to the mat. Exhale, let all that breath go. So the inside of the feet are going to be touching. We're going to take an inhale. On that exhale, let those legs fall open. I invite you to take a few breaths right where you are, being mindful of what the body's feeling. Relieve any stress or tension you may feel, and just be here now in this present moment. Honoring our bodies, honoring our breath, honoring the practice. When you feel ready, we're just going to take the body back to center and extend those legs flat. This might be a time for a blanket or a pillow as we settle to our Shavasana time. Do what feels good to your body and your comfort. Honor yourself as we honor our practice. I invite you to close the eyes. Relaxing the forehead and relaxing the jawline. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. I now invite you to let the breath return to normal. And just bring awareness to how the body's feeling. And if the body feels a little restless feeling, that's okay. I invite you to bring that feeling, just bring that awareness back to your breath. With each inhale and exhale, letting that breath flow through you. Let that restless feeling roll and flow through your body, letting it go. I invite you to stay right where you are for as long as you would like. I want to thank you for sharing your time, space, and practice with me today. I look forward to a group practice next Tuesday, same time. Have a very blessed, wonderful weekend. I leave you with so much gratitude, always love, and always light. Namaste. I bow to you.